Former United States Labor Secretary Robert Reich released a new video on Tuesday warning of the danger to democracy posed by an upcoming Supreme Court case scheduled for this fall in Moore v. Harper, which will petition the court to embrace the fringe Independent State Legislature Theory that grants state lawmakers the power to supersede the will of the voters in presidential elections. Reich breaks down the tactics that the GOP's hench people are employing to subvert future elections and strip voters of the franchise. Take a look.
A case headed to the Supreme Court could let Republican-controlled state legislatures overrule the will of the people and pick the next president of the United States without you. This all hinges on a radical idea called the Independent State Legislature Theory. It's at the heart of a case the Supreme Court will decide called Moore versus Harper. The decision in this case could give state legislatures the power to disregard the popular vote and substitute their own slate of electors, pledged to whomever they wish. We've already had a preview of what this could mean for our democracy. The Independent State Legislature Theory underpinned a major legal strategy in Trump's attempted coup.
Just look at one thing. The legislatures of the states did not approve all of the things that were done for those elections. And under the Constitution of the United States, they have to do that.
Trump was wrong, of course, but the current Supreme Court could make him right. February 2022, the North Carolina Supreme Court blocked the state's Republican-controlled General Assembly from instituting a newly drawn congressional district map, holding that the map violated the state constitutional ban on partisan gerrymandering. The Republican Speaker of the North Carolina House appealed the decision to the U.S. Supreme Court, advancing this theory, a theory that's circulated for years in right-wing circles, which argues that the U.S. Constitution gives state legislatures alone the power to regulate federal elections in their states. Now, the Constitution does grant state legislatures the authority to prescribe the times, places, and manner of holding elections. But the U.S. Constitution does not give state legislatures total power over our democracy.
Reich added that the problem is that the Constitution does not give state legislatures total power over our democracy, which is essentially what the plaintiffs in Moore v. Harper maintain, adding that the Supreme Court has repeatedly rejected the independent state legislature theory numerous times throughout the last century. But the court's right-wing majority, with 3 jurists that were nominated by Trump, will rule on just about anything that suits the far-right's agenda. The same people behind the January 6th insurrection are now trying to overthrow the government in a slow-motion coup. And if they succeed, you can kiss our democracy goodbye, Reich added. He then proposed 3 ways that the public can protect democracy.
But we can fight back. First, expand the Supreme Court to add balance to a branch of government that has been stolen by radicalized Republicans. This is not a far-fetched idea. The Constitution does not specify how many justices there should be, and we've already changed the size of the court 7 times in American history. Second, impose term limits on Supreme Court justices and have them rotate with judges on the U.S. Courts of Appeals. Third, Congress must restore federal voting rights protections and expand access to the ballot box. We need national minimum standards for voting in our democracy. But these congressional reforms can only happen if Democrats retain control of the House in the midterm elections and add at least 2 more senators willing to reform or abolish the filibuster. Your vote is important.
Additional advice from Reich is to spread the word about the GOP's authoritarian plan. Make sure your friends and family know what the stakes are this fall and get involved locally. Volunteer to be a poll worker or join a campaign. From school boards to secretaries of state, every position matters. And of course, vote. Check your registration early and make a plan to cast your ballot. Reich concluded by adding that in 2020, millions of people organized, volunteered, and voted to keep American democracy alive. We the people must work to elect public servants who will uphold democracy and stand up to those who are hell-bent on undermining it. Thank you for watching Raw Story TV. Please be sure to visit us at rawstory.com, stay informed, and tap below to take action by liking, subscribing, and joining all those who like their news raw.